Hey everyone.
Hold on.
Thanks for doing this all at once. It helps. Come on over here. This is Sheena's father. He flew in from New York for this meeting yesterday. Oh, I didn't know if you wanted to start off with questions. All right, well, I guess I want to thank all of you for helping me through this journey to justice. Because without you, all of you folks, we probably wouldn't have even had an investigation. We learned yesterday, after the FDLE did a 1-year, 2-month investigation, following up on Detective Diaz's 1-day investigation, that the manner of death for my daughter is ruled a suicide and was not a homicide. When we first got this news, the feeling was just relief to have some answers. And at the end of the meeting, I hugged them, thanked them for their hard work, and realized that it's time now to get some closure and resolution on this. Fully prepared to handle their findings. Upon starting to go through the reports that they have put out, raises many, many concerns for us. We haven't even gotten through them yet. They have basically debunked all our experts, including Jack Tremarco, polygraph expert. Ours are wrong and theirs are right. They get the final say in this. But I haven't even gotten through everything yet, but I'm already getting phone calls from my daughter's friends who are in these interviews saying, I didn't say that. They cherry-picked what they wanted to say in these reports. And some of them feel like they took their words out of context. I happen to know that there's a paragraph right now that's sticking in my head. And it's a paragraph where Detective Diaz states that on January 5th, 2009, he interviewed Joe Genoese for 30 minutes, and Sheena's father was there on this day, and that conversation was 3 minutes. No one was interviewed. They didn't speak for 30 minutes. And Dave didn't have much to say because the only thing that Detective Diaz had to say to Dave was, sorry for your loss. He did not ask him, when was the last time you spoke with her? He didn't ask him, how was she? Any questions that you would be asking a father to learn something in your investigation. So I've got a paragraph that I've gotten to that is complete false, just like many of the other things in their original reports. So I have concerns. My journey is over. I've taken this as far as I can. And now we're just working on helping other families. We've gotten calls come in from all over the country that need help. And so we'll help them and get them through their journey. But we shouldn't have had to wait 4 years to have an investigation. We shouldn't have had to fight for it. And, even during those 4 years, I wrote letters and would call the FDLE asking them to please help me, to please look at this. And they said that they don't investigate homicides. And, so then there was that turnaround after the march. And, now I don't know what the investigation was for. Was that, You know, was that to say, hey, Bradenton Beach, we'll get her off your back for you? What I do know, and what we all know, Joe Genoese is not a murderer. But I hold him responsible for leaving my 22-year-old daughter alone in a hotel room, taking her money, her keys, and leaving her in another town. I hold him responsible for this. And I hope that the Bradenton Beach Police Department never does this to another family and then try to shut them down and not answer questions. Many of these things should have been done years ago in the investigation right away. I should not have had to hire an attorney to have Detective Diaz check on an alibi, to check cell phone records. We had to fight for all that to be done. In that FDLE report, it states that earlier private investigator that I had is the one that retrieved that 911 call. That's not accurate. I got that 911 call. They paint me pretty harshly in this report. Haven't seen it all. But Dave and I here, when we see those things, we just kind of laugh a little bit at each other because we know what's going on. But new things are coming in, new information. Trying to get the facts from Sheena's friends, from their interviews. Needless to say, they're not happy. All of Sheena's friends are very, very devastated. All of Sheena's supporters, just the thousands that we don't even know, they're all posting that they know otherwise. They said, don't worry, they know the truth. There's even a former law enforcement on the Justice for Sheena Facebook saying that this is a disgrace. Law enforcement has the last word. They did it, and so does the prosecutor. It's done. And justice has not been served. I don't know if you have any questions.
So, Kelly, you're saying you're at peace with this, and you're accepting it, but are you really, or do you feel like it was a suicide, or in your heart do you feel like she was murdered?
I know for a fact she didn't commit suicide. I know for a fact. They have consistently put in their reports claiming that I said that Sheena had mental issues, that she was bipolar. No, the real truth of what happened is the day that Sheena was missing, before she was found in that hotel room, Joe Genoese was calling me that day, telling me that he thought that she was suicidal, telling me that that she was bipolar. So of course, when the medical examiner is telling me about this in my anxiety, I'm relaying what Joe Genoese said about Sheena. Of course I'm concerned about it. All of a sudden in one day, he comes up with this, and she hasn't even been found yet. I think that they have used that to hang on to. They also use another, when she was a young teenager, she got in some trouble with her dad, and she said that she took some pills. She didn't attempt suicide. She said she did, and nothing was found in her system. She diverted what she was in trouble for, and it never came up again. That was an embarrassing situation for her. And so I think that this paints a really good foundation for their report. And I think they're really enjoying that. But Sheena was not on medication. Sheena was not suicidal. Sheena wasn't bipolar.
Was there, sorry.
It's okay.
All right. Was there anything in the report that you learned differently prior to